Welcome to today's video. We're discussing the anime Farewell My Concubine, rated 9.4. Niche yet captivating with its twists and emotions. Throughout the long wait, Jubai-gu and his wife continue to hope for news of their master and brother. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Some people rewatch it dozens of times, while others can't bear to watch it again, all because they can't face the tragic ending of the duo. Truly a heart-wrenching tale you don't want. The boy was a young master of a prestigious family, but due to being a boy with a little flaw, he was abandoned by his family. Talk about a heartbreaking start. He was sent to study under a master of Liu, a form of art similar to comic dialogues, proving that destiny had other plans for him. Subtitle: When the young master arrived at the doorstep of the master's house, he was suddenly upstaged by a grubby little boy, kicking off a childhood friendship rivalry. The little beggar protested immediately, wanting to join the master's ranks, and to prove himself, he launched into a hilarious performative segment. The little beggar performed his silly act with utmost seriousness, leaving even the usually stoic young master in stitches. Thus, the beggar became the young master's senior, bathing, sharing secrets, and learning together. How doleful. Time flew by, and those little tykes suddenly turned into teens. Time really does fly when you are having fun. Their master gave them names. The cheerful little beggar became Chutaru, and the cool little master was named Jubai-gu. Finally, the official performance day arrived. Jubai-gu couldn't sleep the night before, his heart pounding. He repetitively practiced his lines for the next day, turning over all night due to nerves. Poor guy. When he stepped on stage, Jubai-gu's hands were shaking, his mind was a blank, and the audience below seemed to be ready to snooze. The master shook his head repeatedly, but Jubai-gu, under pressure, managed to finish the performance. What a trooper. And yet, talent can be an insurmountable mountain. Brother Chutaru made the audience erupt in laughter with just one line. What a comedic genius. The entire audience was glued to him, laughing from start to finish. Jubai-gu couldn't help but smile at his brother's stellar performance. However, the smile on his face was noticed by his brother, and Chutaru's passionate nature also brought him immense pressure. So, Jubai-gu embarked on an even tougher training, determined not to fall behind his brother. Talk about ambition. However, the brother noticed his diligence and realized he was overexerting himself, advising him to take it easy. Instead of forcing yourself to practice the bits you hate, why not showcase your own unique flair? He recommended to Jubai-gu. Jubai-gu blushed at his brother's words. Though he had doubts, he began experimenting with some flashy bits. As he tried, he recalled his days in the family and gradually found his path. But fate doesn't always align. Just as he was preparing for a performance, war broke out. What a tragedy. Those controversial jokes were banned in the Liu community, and Jubai-gu's painstakingly sought path crumbled instantly. His master felt helpless for him, and Jubai-gu found himself at a loss. At this point, his brother came knocking, and although he didn't offer comforting words, he provided Jubai-gu with plenty of comedic. During his lowest moments, his brother and Liu became the motivation for him to press on. What a true soul friend. He hoped that one day he could share the stage with his brother, but life kept throwing curveballs his way. That's just life for you. The war reached their city. The master sent him and his wife to the countryside for safety, taking elder brother Chutaru to perform at the front lines. Life is truly full of unexpected twists. Jubai-gu was shocked and nearly lost it upon hearing the news, but the master threatened to expel him from the group. On the night before their parting, neither of them could sleep, both hearts heavy with concern and reluctance. Subtitles: He wished that his senior brother could return to him alive, and in the end, he merely told him to definitely come back unscathed. Such a heart-wrenching sentiment. Hearing such concern, the brother couldn't help but feel sleepy too. Talk about a humor scene. The brother chatted all night with Jubai-gu about Liu, and Jubai-gu stayed up the entire night, as well, a real battle of wits. The yawning Liu deeply imprinted in his heart. The next day, Ju Baigu returned to the countryside with his wife, becoming an ordinary worker. Whenever he felt uneasy, he would mumble those lines to himself, as if his brother was right there beside him. However, one day, the letters from his master and brother stopped, leaving him feeling heavy-hearted and filled with longing, a truly poignant moment. Everyone guessed they died in war, yet Ju Baigu missed his brother daily, silently reciting it. He longed for his brother's return, but both he and his wife waited until the war was over, yet didn't receive any good news, a truly sorrowful ending.